Hey guys, welcome back. In this bit, we are here to discuss about C++ data types. Seems like a fancy word, isn't it? Suppose, say, you want to add two numbers and the user inputs say 12 and 43 and the programmer adds it to give it a total of 55. But this method only works when the programmer exactly knows which two numbers the user is going to input. The two numbers he guesses should be exactly the same. Seems like a magic trick, isn't it? But it's not at all. What if you store the input number under a variable and then add the variable together to give us the sum? So the variable can store whatever the number is input to it. In this example, the data type of the variable was integer. So going by the definition, what type of data the variable is going to store is the data type. So we have three classifications in this: built-in, derived, and user-defined. In built-in data types, they are the basics of all. We have integer, and the corresponding keyword is int. A integer data type variable can only store an integer value and nothing else. And the size it occupies is 2 bytes. The range is also specified. Anything more or less than this can't be accepted. But wait, is there any other way to increase the range? Yeah, of course we do. But before that, let's go through all of these. To store decimal numbers, we have float. And yeah, each float variable could use up a space of 4 bytes. CHAR stands for character variable, alphabets. So each character data type will occupy 1 byte. And talking about the range, here according to ASCII code, American Standard Code for Information Interchange, each alphabet is assigned a number from 0 to 127. Here both uppercase and the lowercase alphabets are included. Double is basically float data type with high precision of decimal numbers. Same to that is long, which is basically integer data type with a wide range. Talking about type modifiers. They are used in front of data types to change its properties. Signed int is same as int, so not much there. But unsigned int will only have positive values and the range is doubled too. It not only applies for int, it applies for all other data types I showed in the table. Derived data types. From the name itself, they are derived from the basic data types. We will learn in detail of all these data types, array, pointers, and reference in the further videos. Next up, it's the user-defined data types. Even the programmer can define a data type of a variable. Classes and structure are the best example of user-defined data types. All these data types will be discussed after the derived ones. Now for the actual variables. You can name a variable as an alphabet or a word. but the rules we discussed in starting of the class comes in hand. A name can't start with a number. No special characters are allowed, but underscore is an exception. As you can see, a variable can store an integer value, a float, a character type, or even a word. But make sure you use single quotes for character and double quotes for a word. Here A, cat, T, number, A1 all represent variables. And all of the things above are the one which is stored in these variables. An example would be float cat is equal to 11.3. Here float represents the data type the cat is going to store. The cat is the variable here. More on this. Variable declaration. Now we'll go for syntax of variable declaration. Syntax essentially means the format in which the code should be written for the compiler to understand. First comes the data type. Let it be int, character, float, and then whatever name you want for the variable. But again, remember the rule. You can initialize the value at the time of declaration itself. Just type equal to and the value you want to initialize to. An example would be int c is equal to 21, and then don't miss the semicolon right there. This can be declared without initializing the value also. Another feature of C++ are comments. Double backslash or backslash with an asterisk symbol are used. Whatever written after the backslash is ignored by the compiler. It's for the programmers to annotate their code. Everything you write after the backslash is considered as white space for the compiler. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next bit.